Where is everybody? Oh, there's Chad. Hey, Chad. Can't hear you, Chad. Can't hear or see you. There you are.
Hey, how's it going?
I can hear you now, finally.
All right. Yeah, I had to re-download the software apparently. So
Oh, you did? Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I'm good now. Now I'm just waiting for Nathan. So
Awesome. And I'm waiting for Mike.
all right, all right. Now I'm gonna be kicking back here, getting a massage while we're talking. Hope you don't mind.
Okay.
In a massage chair.
Whatever floats your boat, brother.
All right.
Just don't get too comfortable.
There we go. All right. So what do you guys have in mind for agenda?
Um, it's your show, man. So, if I were you, I would just kind of interview Mike and Nathan on talk to Mike and us a little bit about FSBOs, about um, actually we'll just talk a little bit about FSBOs and we'll go right into actually this is live right now, right? People can watch us on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Hi. We're broadcast to billions of people around the world. Um, yeah, so talk to Mike about for sell by owners. Talk to
Okay.
me a little bit about it. Um, we'll interview Nathan,
Okay.
and then we'll talk a little about Fizz Bomber, and we'll promote the webinar.
Sounds good.
And you can use this any other time in the future.
Awesome. Awesome.
We should have did this last week. I was just in San Diego all last week.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, I'm checking. Nathan says he is on his Google Plus now. Okay.
Yeah, your volume's kind of low. Is there any way you can amp it up or maybe put a headset in?
Yeah, let me see what I got here.
How's my volume?
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay.
Okay, let
I
me
could
get this
always,
up to
I could always do this.
100%. Okay, excuse me. Okay, I got that up to 100% now. Is that better?
Um, I guess a little bit better.
All right. Try something here real quick.
Looks like Nathan's on. We're just waiting for him to pop up.
All right. Okay, now that audio you said's a little bit quiet on your end. Is that quiet enough to impact listeners, or?
There he is, Mike Stott.
Hey, sorry it took me a while to figure out the Google. Of course, I've been with Boy Scouts all last week on a high adventure in North Carolina, so I was blessedly without a computer all week last week.
Oh yeah, you were doing good then because I had my computer all week long and I had to, unfortunately, I had to do some work.
No, we were just hiking and swimming and having fun out by Cold Mountain in North Carolina.
Nice. Well, we are live right now. We're broadcasting to millions of people across the world, billions actually. There's people in Africa that are watching this right now, learning how to do FSBOs.
There we go. There we go. No, that's a hot topic.
Exactly. So we're waiting on Nathan to get
You
on.
got it? Yeah, yeah. Let me see. He just sent me Skype here. Okay, he said he's connected to his Google Plus. I sent him an invite. You sent him an invite. Let's see. Now I know he has 3 different accounts. So okay. But anyways, just to kind of bring you guys up to speed, Nathan is somebody that I do personal coaching with him to help him kind of get his pipeline, where he wants to be. And he's commented this past 3 to 4 weeks. He's made multiple comments about the number of home buyers and sellers that he's been pulling into his pipeline specifically with this approach. So that's why I thought this would be a perfect fit. You have a live example right here, somebody that's absolutely getting amazing results. So
Now this will be good. And Mike, just so you know, Chad is the one that's doing the promotion this week for the webinar. So.
And that's Wednesday at 2, right?
Yeah.
2 my time, 1 your time.
Yes.
Perfect.
absolutely.
All right. Where's Nathan? Where is he? Make sure he joins and is not watching.
Yeah. I had watched it first.
Because I see a viewer on, and I think that's him watching us. He needs to actually join it.
Okay, so he needs to click that join. Let me see if I can connect with him with my Google Plus as well.
So, Mike, do you not take any pictures of your trip while you're down there and post them on Facebook?
It's on Facebook. I post the big one. If you go to my personal Facebook,
I didn't see any. I was just curious.
yeah, there's a great shot of the lake and everything else. I got recertified as a lifeguard, which meant I spent 30 hours, of which about 9 were in the water of 58-degree water.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Did I lose you? No.
Oh, you're here.
Great.
So let me ask you a question. When I start talking, who are you seeing on the screen right now?
You.
Okay. What about Chad when you talk?
Hello, hello, hello.
I see Chad.
Okay. Good.
Excellent. Okay, he's posting in the comment section. So Nathan is. So he said he's definitely watching. He said he's trying to get connected. It's probably software as well, because that's what I had to do. Is I had to re-download the Google Plus in order to do an actual connection. So I don't know if you guys saw the same thing.
Sort of. I had to get into Google Plus and then not watch and join. There was a...
Chad, when you talk.
I see Chad.
Okay. Now let's have no effects on the.
You don't want my tiara?
No. No, this is a professional time. I know you're probably still on quasi vacation. You're still in camping mode.
Sort of. I had to get into Google Plus and then not watch and join. There was a...
Yeah, when you talk.
I see Chad.
You got a replay page up. Someone's got a replay page up. They need to turn it off.
Yeah, it looked like it was Chad.
Yeah, I clicked the comment to Nathan, and it automatically brought this up. So I'm live.
Probably still on. We're live right now. Anyone could watch us.
Huh. Whenever I click to go to live, that's what it does. It starts replaying. Kick back over here.
I guess I should have got all this set up last night.
Okay, I'm just going to close out of that page. I think I get it. Okay, I'm good.
So I did a Google Hangout a couple years ago for New Year's, and it was a bunch of people having their New Year's parties on a Google Hangout. And it was cool because you could see all these parties that were going on the background. And unfortunately, I was at home alone. So I was on this Google Hangout, and I was just watching everybody else have their fun, and I was sitting at home doing nothing by myself for New Year's.
Nice. Was that, and that was your very first hangout?
No.
Oh, okay, okay. That's a nice introduction to Google, huh?
I'm not going to shave my head just to stay on this webinar.
Requirement.
Yeah, you guys look like twin brothers.
Yeah, we look like twin brothers. You're absolutely right. We do.
Yeah.
That
One
is,
of you.
that
One
is
of you
like
has.
saying like all black people look the same. That is such a derogatory comment. It's,
No,
it's racist, Mike.
Yeah.
no, it's baldness.
Yeah. You baldest. Yeah.
One of you has a tan. That's all the difference.
Horrible.
I don't
Come
know,
on, Nathan.
My day's ruined now.
Yeah.
Oh, your day should be better.
Yeah.
If anyone tells you look like me, you should be happy.
Nice. Nice.
Uh,
Flamer for this call. All right, let's see. I'm gonna check the chat again.
This shouldn't take more than 30 minutes to do anyway, so we're good.
Right, right.
Oh man.
So how'd you guys, what made you guys decide to launch Fizz Bomber? What was the motivating factor or inspiration, I guess?
Well, I met the software developer a couple years ago at a mastermind, and he didn't have it at the time, and they had another version of it in a different vertical for offline consultants.
Right.
And anyway, so he reached out to me and asked me about running some stuff on the JV Syndicate. The JV Syndicate is a group of real estate marketers that I created, and we just started talking. He told me about it, and I was like, "This sounds interesting." And I was like, "Well, would you like to do a partnership? I'll do all the branding and recreate the name and do some investigation." He wanted to take it to real estate. He didn't know how to do it, and so the first time I looked at it and played with it, I was like, "Man, this is a for sale by owner product."
Right.
He goes, "Well, what's the for sale by owner?" He goes, I go, "Well, it's people that are selling their homes on their own. Look, they're all over Craigslist." And before you knew it, that's when I was like, "Fizz Bomber. We should call it Fizz Bomber."
Nice, nice.
And that's when I called Mike the Ninja, the FSBO Ninja Extraordinaire.
Wow, that's quite the title.
Mike,
yeah.
Mike is.
He gave it to me. Yeah, I had sold real estate in high volume in Hawaii for 25 years, and then worked for Mike Ferry for 3 years, and we've launched our own coaching company in 2009, Your Coaching Matters. And to be honest, I have more validity, and I like making the money, so I sell about 20 to 24 FSBOs a year using this product, and it helped grow a property management department also, not this particular product, but the training. And the first product I used was FSBO Crusher that Josh Shanley and Reticulous and Lone Wolf put out. And that was sort of fading, and Josh was, getting out of the real estate training side, and Shawn came up with this, and it's literally a better mousetrap, and we provide people with the logic, the reason why, and how to use the product rather than just here's the car. We teach them how to drive and drive safely and use it, and people are getting some good results with it.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Is Chad using it currently, Shawn?
No, Nathan is.
Okay.
Nathan's a current client. Hey, so I don't know if Nathan can hear us. He keeps watching. He needs to join.
I think what might be happening is what happened to me just a few minutes ago, Nathan. When I actually joined, I could hear the talking, but I was still just watching a video replay. The actual live video had shown up in a pop under. So it didn't pop up. I actually had to minimize all my other screens, and that's where the video was. Or I'm sorry, that's where the live feed was. So I don't know if maybe he has some sort of a notification or some sort of pop under, but that's what happened to me. So make sure that there's no notification.
It might be a blue start button or something or a green video button. Any type of video button or green video button or blue video button, he needs to press it. So yeah, so that's how it started, and so they wanted just to promote the product as it is, and me being the marketer, trainer, or whatever, I wanted to make sure that we brought in some training to go with it, because you and I both know agents are just well, I didn't want this to be a shiny object that sat on the counter,
right,
on a bookshelf. I wanted this to be something that they could use, implement, and start making money from. So
Awesome, awesome. Well, I heard you call Mike the FSBO Ninja, but I think that perhaps a more appropriate title might be the Hair Ninja, because as of right now, he's the only guy here with hair.
Every
Okay.
3 weeks I get a cut.
Nice.
And I actually grew some facial hair to try to be like Shawn.
Oh.
I'm a little bit older than you guys, though, so I think Shawn, are you 25 yet?
I'll be 41 this year.
Yeah, I got 10 years on you. And Chad's still, what, 23, 24?
I'm 36.
Yeah, there you go.
So if we're not going to get Nathan on, we should probably go ahead and start because out of the respect for Mike's time, I know he's a busy guy, and I got a full day ahead of me too. So so basically, what you want to do is just interview us, and we can promote the webinar. It sucks that he's not on, but
yeah, he said he's been trying to connect from his iPhone because I'm Skype here.
Well, that's probably
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you're not going to get on this on an iPhone. You probably should get on a regular computer. All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and talk about this is going to be shown to your group of people. So first and foremost, we're excited to be promoting this to this is the people that follow you, subscribers, whether those are loan officers and real estate agents. I know it's unfortunate we didn't get Nathan on today. Let's kind of, this is your show, so let's talk a little bit about the success that Nathan is having. We'll talk some about what Mike is having. We'll talk a little bit about Fizz Bomber, and we'll promote this special webinar that we have coming up together.
Excellent. Great. You already have the recording taking place, or?
No, this has been recording for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, fantastic. Then you guys are ready to rock. I'm ready to rock too.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So basically, I guess what I would like to do is start off by finding out a little bit more about Mike, specifically what you have been doing, kind of your past a little bit. What led you to start targeting for sale by owners? What your early experiences were? Because one of the most common questions that I hear from loan officers, which is specifically my primary audience,
right,
is how do I get more purchase business right away? Because as of right now, we are not in a refinance market anymore. This is very, very strictly a purchase market, and the biggest challenge seems to be, how do I transition from a guy who used to be getting, refi referrals and business, like lay down deals, and now I'm faced with purchase business. Where do I start? Where do I begin? And oftentimes we hear that FSBOs is a great market that's kind of low-hanging fruit, but how does one transition, to start targeting that market?
Well, I think that's a great thought and a very interesting business philosophy. And what I would do, and I'm a residential real estate agent. I've been selling real estate for 34 years on August 10th. I got licensed when I was 18 in Hawaii, sold there for 25 years in very high volume, sold over 3,000 homes. Moved to Atlanta to help head up Mike Ferry's East Coast office. That was great. I learned a lot from him, and he's a tremendous instructor and trainer. However, we went off on our own in 2009 and formed Your Coaching Matters. I found that in addition to the money I make working with for sale by owners, it also keeps me very valid with our coaching clients. I'm not somebody just preaching, saying do what I did 18, 20, 30 years ago, and this is going to still work. I'm actually doing this every day. In fact, I had 2 closings last week for sale by owners, and I have 3 scheduled in July for sale by owners. So this is a product and a program that works in today's market. Now, has it changed in the last 2 years? Absolutely. We're not in the refinance market, as you've mentioned. For a lender, what I would see in most parts of the country is that 80 to 90% of the for sale by owners are advertising on Craigslist. And the easiest way to get in touch with them is to have a systematic program that will allow them to offer their services to the for sale by owner. Not a, it's going to be a welcome message because they're not real estate agents. I would craft a message somewhere along the lines, hey, like, I'm a great loan officer. I'm willing to provide you some rate sheets. I'm willing to talk to potential buyers and pre-qualify them so that you know that when a buyer comes to you directly or a real estate agent brings you a buyer, you know that your home's going to close. That I'm that good of a loan officer. So here's a sample rate sheet for you that I've prepared. When can we talk about other services that I can provide you to help you get your home sold for top dollars? And this program that we're going to show you, this really neat system, can automate that process somewhat so that you could send out, unlimited emails that making that offer every day, and you'll be able to pick the low-hanging fruit from those that respond or the ones that you really want if they don't respond, because it is an email campaign. You'll want to have two different programs, one for those who respond and the other for the Craigslist FSBOs that you want that are in your service area that are really prime. Shawn, what do you think about that concept?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. Every single time we do a promotion together, we have someone on there that's trying to, figure out a way to make the mousetrap a little bit better, and how they could utilize it in their business. And we've had a couple of loan officers on the calls, and they're like, "Hey, could I actually use this for this?" And we're like, "Yeah, don't say it out loud, but yeah, you can." So I think a part of that approach, definitely with strategic partnerships from a loan officer perspective, or any time an ancillary product or service that goes along with the real estate transaction, it's important to find out a way that how you can help the realtor be more successful, because ultimately, if they are, everybody is in the transaction.
Well, sure. That's the second step, is the for sale by owner gets frustrated, expresses that to the lender, and the lender then refers that for sale by owner to an agent or a series of agents. So not only could they get, buyers buying the for sale by owner's lender's business, they could get the real estate agent's business because they're providing something that no other lender is providing, which are fresh FSBO leads that they have a relationship with.
Absolutely. Well, here's what I love about that. I ran a mortgage shop for quite a long period of time, and a large chunk of our business actually came from the FSBO market. And one of the strategies, or one of the statistics that made us decide to target the FSBO market was there was actually a statistic that came out that roughly 74% of all individuals who attempt to sell their home for sale by owner give up and end up listing with an agent anyways within the first 90 days. And that, when I looked at that statistic, a light bulb goes off, and I go, well, holy cow! That's a way for us to kind of turn the tables on the agent, so to speak, and be the ones approaching them with leads. Because if I want to start getting referrals from an agent, then I need to be better than the other loan officers. How can I be more valuable than other loan officers? Well, one way is to bring them business. Instead of just sitting back saying, well, hey, what you got for me? It's a great way to get your foot in the door. So we started targeting the for sale by owner market. But for a lot of loan officers, and even for my team back then, the challenge was so much time went into it. I mean, we were dedicating roughly 15 to 20 hours a week just reaching out to these FSBOs. So in today's market, that just doesn't work. So how do you guys solve that? What's cutting down to where you guys can actually make the statement that this is practically autopilot? Because that's a big deal.
Well, and that's a great question. When I look at business, just any business, whether and marketing is such a huge. I mean, if you're not investing money in marketing and generating buzz about your business, then either you've been in business for 100 years and everyone knows your name and you don't have to market anymore, or you're sinking really fast. So when I look at like marketing, for instance, for a real estate business, or if a loan officer is using it to help them grow their business, it's finding something that's easy, simple to do, plug and play, automated, like Mike said, and it's consistent and predictable. Every single month, I know if I spend just a little bit amount of time, like watering the plants or putting them in the sun, that they're ultimately going to grow. And so when I was talking to Mike about this about this program that we're going to share with you on this special webinar that we're going to be doing. It was funny because just hearing Mike talk to me about what he's been using and some of the inconsistencies and just the whole payment structure of the system alone, it was just kind of out of whack. And hearing his frustration, and I don't want to steal his thunder, I'll let him talk to you about that. Hearing his frustration, it really kind of just made me think, wow, we've got a winner here. I think we've got something here that's really going to work and really going to be ultimately, do what it says it does is just help you increase your business. That's ultimately at the end of the day what it does. But what I love about Mike, my partner in crime here, is that he's has a very high level of integrity. And he's like, listen, I'm not gonna put my name on anything until I use it in my business. Because he's one of the few coaches out there that I know that currently today still sells real estate. A lot of them have since hung up their hat, and aren't selling real estate anymore. But Mike is in the trenches, and so I was like, all right, man, do it. So. Mike, when you implemented it into your business, talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'm here in Atlanta, and realize that the market has changed dramatically in the last 2 years, and this product has only been out since March. I think it was March, late March, early April. And what it does is, I set it up. It took me. It uses something called campaigns, and one joy about this system is that you can pinpoint based upon words that people use in Craigslist ads. So I actually pinpoint cities that are right around where I live, because I don't want to travel more than about a 20-minute geographic area from my house or my office, because I don't have a whole lot of time like lenders. I have other things to do every day. So I set up the campaign, and that took me about 5 to 6 minutes each campaign after I set up the first one. So maybe an hour, and then every day that first email in a series that I have goes out automatically. It's just there. So what I do is I get up in the morning, I come down, I look at my email. I'll have 2 or 3 responses from a for sale by owner based upon my offer. I imagine a lender using this, if they sent out 15 to 20 emails a day automatically, they're going to have 4 to 8 responses every day from for sale by owners. Now, this isn't a magic pill. This isn't going to say, oh, I'm going to use you for lending business. What it's going to do is give you the opportunity to start the discussion with the for sale by owner. It's going to say, hey, your initial letter is going to say something like, I'm different, I'm willing to offer some service. The for sale by owner is going to say back, yes, I'm interested in taking advantage of that service. Whatever that service is going to be customizable from agent to agent. So even if you have a competitor in a marketplace using this, your offer is going to be different. So it's not going to be seen as spam or a multitude of the same sort of things. Then you get into the discussion, you offer what you're going to offer, and then you're going to have 2 levels of business. One is the buyers that go directly to the for sale by owner that need a lender, and then the second is going to be the for sale by owners that get frustrated with trying to sell on their own. And Shawn mentioned 74%. I've seen anywhere from 35 to 75 to 80% mentioned as how many list, and that's going to be market to market across the country. But even if it's only 40%, and you're talking to 20, 30 for sale by owners a month, you're going to have 8, 9, 10 leads to give out to agents every month, and you're going to earn their business. That's how it works. It's simple. I spend a grand total of about 15 minutes a day responding to the initial emails. And then some of them, we live in a busy age where people are bombarded with technology and emails every day. I know that a lot of them look at it and just delete it because it wasn't something they were expected. So what I would offer and train your lenders that you're working with to do is come up with a series of 3 or 4, maybe even 5 letters that for the for sale by owners that they really want to stay in touch with, they put it into their normal follow-up system. This is not a CRM, what we're selling, but they put it into their CRM, and then they follow up with that 20 to 30% of everything that they really want to follow up with. It's going to be a no-brainer. It's going to generate business. It's going to take them 15 minutes to half an hour a day maximum to generate the leads that we've just talked about.
Nice. Well, here's what I've heard so far. Just kind of um, uh, recapping this. So A, this is a means of getting them to come to you. So this
Yes.
isn't outbound marketing. This is truly inbound because they're coming to you now,
Yes.
which that's a big deal. That makes everybody smile. Nobody likes outbound. Nobody likes hammering the phones, cold calling. So I like that aspect of it. But B, what I'm also hearing is that it's practically automated.
Yes.
So you're saying that you can manage the entire campaign on average 15 to maybe 30 minutes a day?
Yeah, and it will absolutely, and we'll actually show. I think since we've started this, I could have, if I had taken, Atlanta's divided up into 5 different Craigslist sections. There have been over 2,000 different for sale by owners operating in just the 1/5 slice of the pie that I live in. And in that area, I only want about an 1/8 of those because it's still a huge geographic area. But as a lender, you tend to have larger geographic areas that you work. This is a no-brainer. You could be sending out 500 or 600 emails a month automatically and getting a certain percentage of them to respond to you and have those waiting for you in your email inbox. And so that's the automated portion of it. Again, what you do with it from there, it's an art form, and that's why you guys are great lenders.
Well, and when just to add on to that, what we're going to do on this webinar is we're going to show exactly an over-the-shoulder look into Mike's system and how he's using it in his business. So this isn't like a demo presentation. This is an actual look into what Mike is doing. So, and what he's doing is a little bit different. He's a little bit more aggressive in some certain areas, and he is in then other areas. And he's going to kind of explain on why he does it that way, and show you ultimately show you the results he's getting. But to add on to what you were saying, it's real important that not only that we just get that I love what you say, the inbound marketing. It's not just that; it goes more than that. I mean, I understand it's cool to have something that's got these leads coming into us, right? I get it. But what separates like Mike and a lot of other agents out there from the average agent is not just waiting for the inbound to come in, but the actual follow-up. So what we're going to do on this webinar is we're also going to teach some follow-up systems, some conversion templates, like scripts. There's this really cool judo script that Mike and I actually go back and forth on. Mike, you should do it to Chad right now.
Which one? The initial one? Okay, so Chad, I want you to
Chad, hold on. Let me just do this. Chad,
set it up.
You have to be hardcore though. Don't like be easy. All right.
Okay.
Put your nastiest FSBO face on.
All right.
Okay. And do you want me to be a lender, Shawn, or do you want me to be a real estate agent with Chad?
Be an agent. Okay.
So Chad, it's gonna let's just set it up a little. You're listed at $349,900 in a neighborhood where that's a good price. You've just been on the market for 2 or 3 days. Let's make it even harder, Shawn. I'm gonna make it really hard. Chad, you've been unemployed for 3 weeks now. You lost your job. Your wife is now the main breadwinner, and you're selling because she's moving to Denver, and you're going with her with the kids. But you guys have decided the way you're going to contribute to the family is by selling this house on your own and saving the $10,000 to $21,000 or $24,000, whatever the commission would be. And as she left the door, you put it on Craigslist last night, and as she left the door, Chad, she pointed at you and she said, "I love you, honey, but I know you've been a salesman all your life. Don't let any real estate agent sucker you." Okay? You got that feeling?
Gotcha.
Okay. And I ring the phone. Ring, ring.
All right. Hello.
Hey, this is Mike Stott. Is this the owner of the house for sale?
It is.
Hey, I was just wondering, are you offering a commission to a real estate agent if we bring you a qualified buyer that makes a good offer?
Look, I think I could stop you right there. I've already received about 7 phone calls today from other real estate agents, and I'm just going to tell you the same thing I've told all of them. A couple things you should know. First of all, I'm unemployed. I've recently lost my job. That's why we're selling the house. We're moving out of state. So I just don't think that I'm going to be a good fit for you guys because, we're just trying to save money. All right. So
Right.
we're selling the house.
Wow, I really appreciate that, and thank you for being honest with me. And it's an incredible thing. And I'm never going to tell you you can't sell your house on your own. In fact, over the last 4 months, I work with just about every for sale by owner in our market area, and 3 or 4 out of 10 are able to sell on their own. And what I have for you, just to show you that I'm a service-based agent, I have a list of 17 websites that you can advertise on for free or under $50 that could get you the exposure. Would you like a copy of that list?
I don't know. It just sounds like I don't know. It just sounds like there's tying me into something there. I just don't think I'm interested.
Hey, there's no obligation whatsoever. See, what I also know is that of those other 6 to 7 agents or for sale by owners that don't sell on their own, about half of them are going to end up listing with a real estate agent. And if you get to that point, I would like to be the agent you consider. I realize you're not at that point, and hopefully you don't get to that point. But in order to do that, I'm sort of like the Google of real estate. I offer a lot of free service in the hopes that someday, if you do need my services, you're going to know a great agent to interview for the job. And in fact, there's really 4 other reasons why I want to look at your house and know about it. Number 1 is I don't know anything about your house other than that Craigslist ad. What other sources are you using to market your property?
We're doing something in the newspaper, and I think we put a sign out front. So
Sign's a great job. Don't waste your time with newspapers. Craigslist is going to get you more exposure than the local papers. But let me ask you this. I saw your pictures. Your house looks very nice. How would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say probably a good solid 7 or 8.
What would make it a 10?
Honestly, couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
There's a little, a few bald spots in the yard, a couple things, it just obviously looks lived in.
Well, the first impressions are very important. And another thing I'd like to do is I'd like to come out and see your house. And here's why. Number 1 is I have 110 agents in my office, and everyone knows I'm sort of the FSBO guy in the office, the for sale by owner guy. And when I see your house, I'm able to enter it into a database. So if they have a buyer in our tight inventory market, I'm going to be able to have them call me, which they do every day, and I'm going to be able to send them your way. The second reason is if you do sell on your own, I do a lot of business in your neighborhood, and I'd like to see your house so I can know it, so that I can help other sellers and buyers. Third reason is, hey, you've got a nice house and a nice product, right?
Right.
It's going to be popular. You may have 4 or 5 buyers that are interested, and you're able to sell to one of them. What are you going to do with those other 3 or 4 buyers?
Well, I just got to stop you right there because, I've just always been told that if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. I just don't know why would you be offering me so much help unless you're getting something out of it?
Well, that's exactly what I'm going to ask you now. I'm not asking you to list your home with me. What I'm asking you to do is refer the buyers that don't buy your house to me so that I can help them buy a house. Does that sound fair?
Okay, well, then let me ask you this. At any point, do I have to sign anything?
You will sign nothing with me unless you decide, 6 weeks from now or 2 months from now, if you haven't sold the house, that you need to hire a professional agent. I want to be one who's earned the right to interview. I'm a good business person. No qualms about it. I would like to sell your property after I've listed it. I understand you're not there, and I don't want to pressure you. I'm not a high-pressure guy. I'm just a service-oriented guy. And the fourth reason is, you said you were moving out of state. Do you have a good agent helping you buy a house there yet?
Not really. We're looking around, but at the same time, we're doing our best to save money.
Sure. I got you. You need to net the most money possible from this sale, right?
Right. Right.
And in order to do that, you need the maximum amount of exposure, correct?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, so let me send you this list of free FSBO websites, and then I'll give you a call in 2 or 3 days so that you can see that I'm for real. There's nothing to sign. There's nothing like anything else. I have your Craigslist anonymous email address. What's your real email address?
Okay.
And get it? And then I send you the list. And now I'm into the conversation with you. Now, Chad was tougher than Shawn's ever been. Okay, but where in that conversation did you feel threatened?
Right. I mean, it was complete risk mitigation. At
Yes.
no point did I feel, that obviously I don't have to sign anything. A lot of the things that you were offering were, I mean, obviously piquing my interest if I'm a seller, because that sounds, I mean, a ton of value. 17 websites, and all you're doing is offering to send me the list.
Right.
So at no point did I really feel like, I was being pulled into something.
Right. And that's all we do. Here's what we know. National Association of Realtors statistics, because Chad, you're a numbers guy like I am. 66% of the sellers out there interview one agent and one only agent only before they list. Before they list. So I know if I can provide the service and I can get to earn the right to meet with you face to face, whether I do it this week or next week or in 2 weeks, it doesn't really matter, because you're not letting anybody else in. If you're not going to let me in with that service, when I do the follow-up and you see that, hey, I'm sincere about what I'm offering, when I get in to meet with you, if you have a need, you're going to be talking to me, right?
Right.
And that's, what I would say for your lenders is we would craft something similar together as a group as to items of value that they could offer to it. Now, Shawn, should I give a little sneak preview about the booklet, or should we save that for the webinar?
Well, what I was actually going to say is we're actually going to show on the webinar
Great.
Some actual items, including the list that Mike was talking about, that you can give the for sale by owner to lower that wall of entry. But I think it's important, Mike, to back up a little bit. One of the first things that we really talk about on this webinar is really the mindset of the agent or the loan officer that's actually speaking to this person. You have to have a value-added mindset and really pull yourself out of the transaction, pull yourself out of the commission income opportunity, and really think value. Like I'm here to provide value. I'm like Mike said, I'm a service-oriented person. I'm not a high-pressure person. This is what I do, and I think in order for this to really work, in business, to be successful in business, period, you have to have that type of mentality.
Right.
And I think what we are is we've come into this and it's a sad statistic, but the average real estate agent makes $40,000 a year, if that much, and they're doing around 6 to 7 transactions a year. So when you get on that side of life, when you're on the phone with a for sale by owner, you tend to like be pressured, have hype, like, I'm gonna need to get this appointment. You don't understand. I'm better than every other agent out there. I'm gonna give you the, it's like blah 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 blah, and and then boom, you lose. So when you take your when you just get off on that, like what Mike's doing, just like this whole like, hey, I'm just here to provide value. As a matter of fact, here you go. I'm going to send you something. I'll follow up with you in a few days. It's in the follow up though. Making sure that you're actually sticking to it, and that's what we really talk about on this webinar, is not just the system to getting the for sale by owners, the inbound marketing, but now how to stay on the phone with them, how to get them to say yes, right? To agree, not just to say yes to the deal, but just to agree that you will provide some value in this transaction. You will bring me value, the consumer, in this transaction, and then also getting belly to belly with them, getting that face-to-face appointment with them, and then actually, and then ultimately converting them into a listing agreement, and that's huge.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I liked about Mike's example phone call there was, it's like you said, if they catch a whiff of what I call commission breath,
Oh yeah.
they're gone. At no point, did I feel like, that you're just seeing dollar signs. And the reason being is because everything that you said made sense. You're well prepared and you have the confidence because you can back up what you're saying. And I think that's a big challenge for a lot of loan officers. I've been training loan officers since 2004, 2005. And the biggest problem to get them to pick up the phone and chat with the prospect is they're constantly saying, well, what do I say? Outside of, hey, here, let me help you sell your home. Well, how are you going to do that? What are you giving me of value? And, how do I know that you can back up what you say without committing to anything? And most loan officers don't have a response to that. And that gives confidence. And if you're not confident, then, you really shouldn't be on the phone.
I think they should be on this webinar, because what they're going to see is they're going to see an easy-to-use system that's automatic. They're going to get several items of value. They'll get ideas whether they purchased the product or not. They're going to get some good value, and we'll do another role play just like the one we did, and it will go a little differently because each one does. They're going to get items of value, and I call it a spirit of contribution. Is you really have to come from a spirit of contribution. I know. In Atlanta, I coached Mark Spain, who's the #1 Keller Williams agent in the country. He did 1,442 transactions last year. We were having a discussion a couple weeks ago about what he wants to do this year. And I said, hey, Mark, if you controlled 5% of the market, do you believe you could do that? And he says, yeah, I can do 5% of the market. That's only 1 out of every 20 deals. I said, that's 7,500 transactions. And he looked at me and he said, you're sort of an SOB, because now I'm thinking, instead of thinking 2,000 transactions, he's thinking 5% of the market. But as a numbers game from a lender, this is just such a sweet system, because you're going to be able to offer items of value with really zero pressure, because they're afraid of listing with a real estate agent. They're not afraid of getting help to get the home sold. And so your lenders are going to get into lots of conversations just after listening to the webinar on Wednesday.
Absolutely. And I love that. In fact, what you said is so true. One of the biggest parts of our script when calling for sale by owners that I taught my loan officers, one of the first things out of our mouth was, oh, by the way, I'm not a real estate agent.
Yeah.
So you could relax. I'm not going to try to get you to list. And they would always laugh at that. And it's a great icebreaker, because once you get them laughing, things are moving in the right direction. You can get them focused on the humor of that instead of telling you why to screw off. And once they know you're not a real estate agent, good deal. But that's just absolutely amazing. I like your guys' approach. Back when we were doing FSBOs, let me tell you a little bit about what we were doing.
Great.
I used to do Sweat Hogs. I bought all the realtor training programs out there. I don't know if you remember Sweat Hogs back in the day.
I was actually a Sweat Hog instructor, trained by Floyd Wickman, and I had an ERA franchise at the time, and we called it Top Gun, but I was a Sweat Hog instructor, so boy, do I remember it.
Yeah, we bought the Sweat Hogs. I bought just about everything on the market, and that's what we were trying to find out was, how do we segue and leverage, these strategies, into the mortgage industry. And we were doing everything from the ugly yellow signs to the dropping the signs off with a handwritten message that said sold on the front porch to postcard, follow-up, plus another, plus another, plus another, plus another. And it was just a ton of work. It worked. But like I said, that was 15 to 20 hours a week just to get their attention. So, what you're proposing, what you're teaching here is going to take them roughly 15 to 30 minutes a day.
Yes.
And the effectiveness, I can vouch for the effectiveness, guys, because if you know anything about me, I maybe interview one person a year. Since 2005, I've interviewed maybe 4 or 5 individuals, because unless I personally used and can see evidence that something works, I just teach, what I've used, right? So, us chatting here today says something. I have coaching clients that I've been teaching everything from Facebook lead generation to PPC marketing that have come to me and said, hey, Chad, I have 5 deals in my pipeline this month from this strategy. So I'm logging in and we're looking at this strategy, and it works, and it replicates itself. When I look at just St. Louis, this is a medium-sized city. I see anywhere from 15 to 20 FSBOs posting to Craigslist every single week.
Mm-hmm.
15 to 20. That's 15 to 20 individuals who have raised their hand saying, "Hey, I'm probably going to need your services. Sooner or later." It's how could there be, other than a flashing neon sign? Is there any other better way to identify somebody that's going to need your services as a lender? It's just incredible. So it just blows my mind that more folks aren't using the FSBO market as loan officers, as lead generation.
Well, they are after this webinar.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
speaking of webinar, I just wanted to make sure that I flash this. I'm not a Google Hangout expert, so I'm going to go old school. And I don't know if everyone can see that, but you need to go to mywebinartraining.com/CW-FSBO. I'm pretty sure wherever you put this video, Chad, you're going to have this link up as
Pull it
well.
back just about 3 inches. There you go. That's better.
There you go, right there.
Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah, I know you're going to put a link somewhere if this is on a blog post or something like that, or on Facebook. I'm sure you're going to put a link up. But yeah, I just want to make sure you guys show up to this webinar. And do us a YouTube. If you go to the registration page and it's already been passed, you can still register for it. And what it'll do is it'll put you in line for the next promotion for it. So, Chad, I appreciate you having us on today, and it's unfortunate we didn't get to get Nathan on, because Nathan, just tell us a little bit about Nathan's experience. That's one of your coaching clients. You just kind of dropped a little teaser there. He's one of your clients. He's using the system that we're going to reveal on the webinar. Tell me about his success.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan. This is what got me so excited about this. Was Nathan? We've been working on building different legs of his business. One of them's Facebook. Another paid traffic and whatnot. And you're looking for something that was more organic in nature. Because it's leverage. And he mentioned to me, and this was literally just 2 weeks after he told me he attended one of your webinars, and he said, "Hey, Chad, I bought this FSBO thing. I want to know what you think about it." And so we logged into the system, and he started showing, because we do screen shares. He started showing me the results, and he said, "I got five, I got 5 individuals in my pipeline, and it's only been about 2.5 to 3 weeks." So we started looking at those results, and it's like, hey, keep doing what you're doing, because this works. And he's been leveraging that, to approach the realtors as well. But these folks are sticking with him. It's now been a 1.5 to 2 months, and these people are indeed working with him. So it's not just a, hey, help me, and then I ditch you. These folks are so impressed, that somebody's actually sticking around and helping them, that there's loyalty there. It's the law of reciprocity. They feel that they need to stick with this guy because he's already helped them for free. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful way to set up and get that leg up on your competition.
It's perfect. Good stuff. It's good stuff. Well, listen, we've got to definitely get off. I know Mike's got a busy schedule, and so do I. Man, I appreciate you so much for having us on, Chad.
Right. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Make it a good one.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the webinar. Don't forget.
Here it comes, guys. There we go. I'm making that a YouTube screen cap, by the way.
Bye-bye, guys. Talk to you in 2 days.
See you guys. Bye now.
I could probably do that real quick. Just let me do a screen share. Screen share. There we go. There's a screen share.
Awesome.
There we go, right there, guys. Make sure you go to mywebinartraining.com/CW-FSBO. You're going to come to this page right here. Just register, email address, first name, and exactly what we're covering. So I appreciate you, Chad, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, buddy.